Hi everybody, welcome to today's class. I hope you had a good day yesterday. Sorry for the lateness on coming on. I wrote Thursday in the description instead of Tuesday, so I just had to quickly try and change that in a little bit of a rush. Getting confused with what day it is quite easily at the moment. Let's get started with today's class. So let's just go straight in with our breathing. So we're going to lay down with the knees bent, feet on the floor. We're just going to take nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. So try and make sure you've got that curve underneath your lower back so you're in a neutral position. We're breathing in and out. So as you're taking nice deep breaths in and out, I want you to think about the position of those hips. So you're keeping them nice and level. Imagine you've got a torch on each hip bone. They're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. So shoulders away from the ears, chest is nice and open. We're keeping the weight evenly placed to your feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. And just gently tightening in the tummy. From here, as you breathe out, we're going to tuck the pelvis under to flatten the lower back into the mat. Take a deep breath in to stay. Excuse me. Exhale to come back out to neutral. We're tucking under to flatten. Holding there. Releasing back out. Tucking under to flatten, holding that position, releasing back out. So as you're getting that tucked under position, we want to make sure that your back is getting nice and flat into the floor. We're trying to use just the pelvis and the tummy muscles to move. Try and avoid squeezing your bottom. And this next one, we're holding our flat back, so tucking under to hold. As you're holding that flat back, I'm going to start to tighten in the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Keeping that flat back. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. So thinking of the sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though your tummy muscles are working harder and that your back is a little bit flatter into the floor. We're going to halve this contraction, so 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So still keeping the upper body nice and relaxed, shoulders away from the ears, chest is nice and open. And if you are feeling tense, just turn those palms up towards the ceiling. Pulling the tummy all the way down. And keeping the weight evenly placed through those feet. So remember, big toe, little toe and heel. We're halving one last time. So 20 to 25% tightening. This should feel like a very gentle tightening, something that you could use in the background of any exercise. And that flat back position should feel nice and strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. From there, you're going to lift both legs up into a tabletop position, gluing the legs together. Now as you breathe out, you're going to tip both legs over to one side, releasing one hip from the floor. Inhale to come back to the center. Swapping sides. Exhale, tipping over, releasing that hip. Inhale to the center. Tipping the legs over, releasing that hip. Back to the center. So although your hip is coming away from the floor, both shoulders stay in contact with your mat. Nice deep breaths. You're using your tummy muscles to take you over to the side, bring you back to the center, and then again over onto the other side. Making sure you're finding your flat back in the middle. So use your tummy, use your pelvic floor, relaxing those shoulders. Let's take two more on each side, tipping over and center, tipping over and center. Last one on each side, tip over and center, tipping over and center. From there, just hug both knees into your chest and rock gently from side to side. We're then going to come onto our hands and knees to do our stretch in the back. So we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and your tummy is already nice and tightened here. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck the pelvis under, so we start to curve the back. Arching the spine all the way up and dropping the head. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release back to your start position. Working through the spine, lifting the head. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back, dropping the head. We hold, Releasing back to your start position. Let the spine follow. And your head is the last thing to lift. So we want to get lots of movement through the spine. We're working into each section piece by piece. So if you do have any areas that feel stiff or sore, we're just slowing them down, taking our time to move through each section one by one. So taking nice deep breaths. So as we're curving the back here, you're pulling the tummy all the way in. And as you're releasing back to your start position, you're thinking shoulders are away from the ears. We've got two more here. Tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. Holding here to breathe in. Releasing out through the spine. To lift the head. Last one here. Tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. We hold. Releasing out through the spine. Lifting the head. From here we're pushing back into a shell stretch, so bottom to the feet. Reaching those arms out long and in front. And then we're on our sides for our chest opening stretch. So as you're laying on your side, take your knees bent. Legs are one on top of the other. Resting down, you can use a cushion here if you need to. Take the arms nice and long, palm to palm. We're lifting the top arm up so your fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away towards that opposite wall. Holding here to take a nice long stretch. Before lifting back up and over, coming down palm to palm. Lift the top arm up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you, we're twisting away, holding here as you stretch. Before lifting back up and over, to come down palm to palm. So you want to reach the arm nice and long. Stretch from the fingertips all the way into your armpits. Nice deep breaths. You shouldn't be holding your breath at any point. Keep the legs glued together and grounded. So you're making sure the twist is coming through your waist. We're looking at the hand for as long as we can. So make sure you're getting a good range of movement through your neck. Let's take 2 more on this side. This is your last one here. We're lifting up to the ceiling, taking the head with you, twisting away. Holding. Coming back up and over. Down to your start position. Swapping sides, we're just going to lay to the other end of the mat. So again, legs are one on top of the other. Resting the head down, arms are nice and long. Lifting the top arm up so your fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, twisting away. Holding here to have a nice long stretch before coming back up and over and down to your start position. So the top arm lifts, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, twisting away. We hold. Come back up and over and down to your start position. So again, making sure that the legs are glued together so that you can twist through the waist. Keeping the arm nice and long, reaching from the fingertips all the way into your armpits. Following your hand with your head. Making sure you're keeping a good range of movement on both sides of your neck. We've got 2 more here. Lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Twisting away. Holding there as you stretch. Before lifting up and over. Coming down palm to palm. Top arm lifts to the ceiling. Take the head with you with twisting away. Holding here. We're coming back up and over. Palm to palm. This is your last one. Lifting up. Taking the head with you, twisting away. We hold. Lifting back up and over. Coming down palm to palm. Rolling onto your back to take a full body stretch. And then bending those knees. Feet on the floor in a neutral position, so you've got that curve under your lower back. Have the arms starting down beside you. Take a nice deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. Exhale, lift the shoulders from the floor, reaching the arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest, lifting the shoulders, reaching the arms, we hold, control back down, so nod the head, lifting the shoulders up, we hold, control back down, so it's your tummy muscles that are lifting you here. So pull the belly button down, that's what will lift you from the floor. You're using your chin to chest position to try and keep the neck nice and relaxed. So you're thinking big nod of the head first, then tighten the tummy to give you a lift. Holding. Control back down. Reach those arms along, get the shoulders away from the ears. Use your pelvic floor. Got 2 more here. Then we'll change the arms. This is your last one, chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, we hold. Control back down. So we're still going to be going chin to chest and lifting the shoulders. From here you're going to reach towards one foot with the hand on the same side, so you're hinging. Come back to the centre, down to the mat. Chin to chest, lifting the shoulders, we lean over. Back to the centre, down onto the floor. You can support the head here with your hands behind your head, not your neck. And then just taking one arm away when you're reaching over. Back to the centre and down. Just a little hinge through the waist. You're keeping the arm you're reaching nice and long. Deep breaths. Let's take 2 more on each side. Chin to chest. Lift the arm, lean over. Centre and down. Chin to chest. Lift up. Reach over. Centre and down. 1 more on each side. Chin to chest and lift. Lean across. Centre and down. Last one. Chin to chest. Lift. Reach across. Centre and down. Hug the knees into the chest. And then we're going to come onto our knees. So we're going to do the really horrible one that nobody likes, the leaning back one. Grab a drink if you need it. If you suffer from really sore knees and you don't want to be knelt up, then you can lay on your front with your legs long and your arms mat width apart in line with your ears. If you suffer from cramp, tuck those toes under. If not, leave them resting down. We're going to keep the leans really, really tiny. So think of this as more like a warm-up movement. So think of just slightly nodding in the head. Arms are just resting down beside you. Really tiny lean back as you breathe in. Exhale to lift up. It's really small. If you watch me, I'm hardly moving. Leaning back. Lifting up. As you go to lift back up, remember to squeeze your bottom. Tummy should be nice and tightened the whole time. So leaning back, squeeze to lift. Leaning back, squeeze to lift. Relax those shoulders, they shouldn't be up by your ears. So if you are on your front laying on your mat, you're just pressing yourself up with the forearms on the floor. The same as what you would usually do. Got 2 more here. Leaning back and lift. Leaning back and lift. Relaxing there. Coming back into a shell stretch, so push your bottom to your feet. Reaching those arms out nice and long. From there we're going on onto our backs for the 100. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. And we're going to find a flattened position. So as you're laying down, you're going to tuck under to get your flat back. Losing the space under the lower spine. Bringing both legs up into a tabletop position. Try and make sure that you've got the knee over the hip. If your neck is sore, leave your head resting down. If not, and you're able to lift your head, it's a nod of the head lifting the shoulders. The arms are long, but your palms are going to face the ceiling. So if your beats, you're going to be pushing up towards the ceiling. Think of there being some kind of resistance there, like water or something like that. It's the same amount, your 100 repetitions. And you've got 5 as you breathe in and 5 as you breathe out, which I will count. So it should look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that, your hands come behind your head. And you've got 2 sets of 8 sitting up towards those legs. Then your head rests down. Bring your arms down beside you. And you've got 2 sets of 8 of toe taps. So from tabletop, one toe will tap down towards the floor, lifting back up, and you're swapping sides. Once you finish there, we're going to hug the knees in before going into a full body stretch. I will talk you through everything so you know what's going on. Let's give it a go. So nice, strong, flat back position, really tucked under. Bring both legs up into tabletop. If you're lifting your upper body, nod the head, lift your shoulders, arms are long, palms face the ceiling. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying there, hands behind the head. We're going into our sit-ups for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more, 8, 7, 6, tummies in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the head down, arms rest down beside you. We're doing toe taps for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, hug your knees into your chest. And then when you're ready, bring yourself into a full body stretch. From there, bring yourself up to sitting. Again, grab a drink if you need one. Good, so we're going to do the mermaid stretch, which we did yesterday, if anybody joined in. If as I'm demonstrating this, you can't get into this position with your legs, just use a cross-legged position. Okay, I'm just going to tuck my top in, it's a bit cold in here. Okay, so for the mermaid, what we want is for you to have one leg in front of you and one leg behind you. So the ideal position is like this, how I'm demonstrating now. So one leg is in front and one leg is behind. I'm quite happy for you to have this as a loose position through the legs. So if you need to, it can be more open if you're not able to bend the knees as much. Or cross your legs and just make sure that when we change sides, you've got a different leg in front. Okay? So we're going to start with I've got my left leg in front. It doesn't really matter which leg you have in front and behind. So we're stretching over. We're going to add another direction of stretch in and take out the other side on one leg. It will make sense as I show you. So we're going to start with the hand beside the front leg, just resting on the floor. You're going to be trying to let that drop into the forearm. If you haven't got enough flexibility, that's why the palm of your hand is there, and that will be where you support yourself. The other arm is away from you. So you're going to reach towards the back leg side, so away from the hand that's touching the floor, then reach up and over. If you can, slide that hand away, come onto your forearm. If not, stay high. Holding this stretch, so you're lengthening down this open side of your body. Nice deep breaths here. We're lifting back up, push into that hand to lift you up. We'll do that exact same stretch again. So you're going to reach towards the long arm, then over. Come down if you can, lengthen that side. Bring yourself back up. Got that one more stretch last time. Reaching across, up and over. Let that hand slide away if you can. Drop onto the forearm. Reaching long. And then come over. So we're still staying with the legs the same. This time we're going to reach over the front knee. So you're going to be almost trying to get more of a hinged movement than a stretch. So you can still keep this hand here for support. Again, you're going to reach this arm away, but then you're going to reach it forwards, so like a semicircle, and then stretch over that knee. You've got this hand here to support you. Just stretching to where you can. Nice deep breaths. Then just lift yourself back up. Come back into the centre. The arm is beside you. Reach and start to draw a circle. So you're reaching forwards and then over that knee. Dropping your head. Then sitting back up to the centre. We've got that stretch one more time. Reach. Circling round. Stretching over. Relaxing there. We're going to change our legs around. You're going to untangle yourself and retangle yourself the other way. So remember, if you've been cross-legged, you just need to change which leg you've got in front and which leg is crossed behind. If you're in that full mermaid position, you've got one leg that's behind you, one leg in front, however open or closed that position might be. So stretching the other way, we're starting with our reach up and over. So take your hand beside you. Remember that you will always have one side more flexible than the other. So if you're able to get more or less movement on this side, it doesn't matter. So you've got one hand on the floor, one hand long. You're reaching towards that long arm. Come up and over. Start to slide this hand away and lean down if you can. Holding that nice long stretch. Deep breaths in and out. Bring yourself back up. And again, reach, lift up and over. Holding here. Coming back up, one more time here. Reach, lift up and over. Nice long stretch here. Coming back up. So now we're going to be sweeping across. You're going to reach. Keep that reach as you circle forwards. And you're reaching away over that leg. Try and keep the arm lifted. Don't let it drop. And relax, sitting back up. Coming back to the centre. Same thing again. Reach. Circling across. Leaning over, reach that arm forwards. Sitting back up, we've got one more here. Reach, keep that reach as you're circling around. Leaning over. And relaxing there. Bring the soles of the feet together so your knees are wide. Your hips are nice and open. And then we're going to lean ourselves forwards. If you want to increase that stretch, just pushing the elbows into the legs, hold on to those feet, pull yourself forwards. Good, from here we're going to lay on our backs. So to begin with, we're going to find a nice flat back position. So you want to be really tucked under. Make sure you've lost the gap underneath your lower spine. You're going to lift both of your legs up and lengthen them. It doesn't matter here if you have a slight bend through your knee, or knees I should say. I want you to have a long position, but one that's comfortable for you. So if you need to have a bend in your knees to keep them lifted for the duration of the exercise, then do that. If you can fully straighten them, great, stay there with that as well. Arms are nice and long, reaching to the ceiling. So if you joined in yesterday, it's the same movements that we did yesterday. So from here, as you breathe out, you're going to look at your knees as you start to lift your upper body off and reach your hands up towards the foot. Inhale to come back down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to come back down. If you have a sore neck or you need to support the head, take both hands behind, and then as you lift, you're going to reach just the one arm up. Remember, it's through the centre. And then you can swap sides, sort of hands each time. Reaching up. And down. So you're looking from the knees down to make sure that you keep the neck nice and relaxed. So even if you're supporting the head, you should still have that chin to chest position. Tummy and pelvic floor are nice and tightened. Making sure your back is staying strong. Got two more here, lifting up. And down. Last one, lifting up. And down. Relax there, hug the knees in. So we're going to use exactly the same position through the body. So again, your legs are going to be lifted up nice and long. You can always add bend through the knee if you need to get a more comfortable position. Again, your arms are reaching towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, you're still looking to your knees or lower, but this time you're going to reach over towards the side of the leg. Keep it really close towards that leg. Inhale to come back down, swapping sides. Exhale, reach over, keep nice and close to that leg. Inhale to come back down. Again, you can support the head. One hand behind, one arm reaches across. And down, just swapping sides each time, reaching across. And down. Nice deep breaths. You shouldn't be holding your breath here. And down. And down. So you're getting that slight twist through the body. You're still using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor. 2 more on each side, reaching over and down. Reaching over and down. Last one each side, reach over and down. Reaching over and down. Relax there, hug those knees in. So staying on our backs, but we're going to be in a neutral position here. You can stay in flat back if it's more comfortable, but we're just going to be lifting one leg, so stay in neutral if that's easier for you. So you're going to take one leg up off of the floor, and again it's lengthened. You can keep that bend if you need to. So we're going to go into hip circles. Those of you who come to class with me may have done this a really long time ago. I don't include it very often. So what we're going to do is draw circles with our toes on the ceiling, but you're not looking to get a massive, the biggest circle you can. You're looking at getting the best hip control that you can. So start off nice and small, and you're drawing full circles. Okay, so try and make sure they're not square, star, triangle, but what you want is your hips to stay nice and steady. So I don't want you to do big circles like I'm doing here, where the hips are wobbling all over the place. What I would prefer is really tiny circles with solid hips. So to keep those hips nice and strong, you control this movement of the leg. So you make sure that you're only working with the size of circle, but you know you can keep those hips steady. Use your tummy and your pelvic floor as well, that will help. You can always just put your hands on your hips to make sure that they're not moving. So just nice and steady. We're staying with the same leg, same direction for now. If you're feeling quite confident, you can try and make those circles a little bit bigger. But as soon as you feel the hips moving, you reduce them. Nice deep breaths. So here it doesn't matter if that knee is slightly bent. We're going to reverse the direction. So it's the same leg, you're going in the opposite direction. So you might find as soon as you change direction, you find that harder, and you need to make them smaller or slow it down. So this isn't a quick movement. It's nice and slow. Nice and controlled breathing. What we're doing, what I've said before, when we do anything circular through a ball and socket joint, which is your hip or your shoulder, is you're promoting every range of movement that you have available at that joint. So if you do suffer from sore or stiff hips, this is a really good one for you to do at home. Got 2 more in this direction. Nice deep breaths. Last one here. And relax that leg. So you might want to give that leg a little shake out. Pop the foot down. So we're swapping sides. Again, it doesn't matter here if there's a bend in your knee or if you need to make those circles small. Your hands are in your hips. Start with whichever direction you want, just nice and small. Keeping the hips steady, so keep it slow, it's not a race. Keep the tummy tightened. Use your pelvic floor. You should be breathing as well, don't hold your breath here. Especially as the leg is going out over to the side, that's where you need to really stabilise. That's where your hips are going to want to tip straight over. It's just nice and controlled. And you can always add that bend in at the knee if you need to. So you might start to feel, you've probably done the other side, You're working through your thigh quite a lot. That's because your thigh is leading that movement, those muscles around the top of your leg. We're going to reverse this direction, so we're circling the other way, same leg. So just nice and controlled. As I said before, doesn't matter if that's feeling a little bit different to the other direction or the other side. Still using the tummy. Use your pelvic floor. Let's do 2 more here. Circling around nice and slow. Last one, coming all the way around. Really controlled. And relax there. Give that leg a little shake out. Take the legs long. Give them a little shake out. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. And from there we're coming onto our side to do what's called our leg series, which we've done quite a lot recently. So we're going to bring those knees in bent to begin with. We want the arm to come up nice and long to rest their head on. But if that is uncomfortable, you can support your head in your hands. So for this one, take your hand onto your hip. So we're doing quite a lot at the moment of work through the hips and the legs, which is really good when we've spent a lot of time sitting around, which I think a lot of us are at the moment. And if you're not, then well done for staying motivated. So legs are bent, feet are together. So we can do what's called the clam opener. So from here, you're going to lift your top leg up, feet stay together, and then you're just closing it back down. So again, you're keeping stabilised through the bottom leg. So that leg should stay in contact with the floor, so you're not swinging the leg back. And again, you want to make sure those hips are still by holding onto them. So we're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Use your tummy as you lift up and down. Lifting up and down. We're going to take 4 more here. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Last 2. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. From there we're going to our long position. So remember to flex your feet and look down. You should be able to see those toes. Hips are one on top of the other. So use your hand to check that position to begin with, that your hips are facing up to the ceiling, so you're not sitting back or forwards. Can use this hand for support. So from here we're lifting that top leg up pointed, flex to come back down, point to lift, flex, back down. Nice deep breaths, lifting up and down, lifting up and down. Breathe, lift and lower. 4 more, lifting up and down, lifting up and down. Last 2, lifting up and down, lifting up and down. We don't need to do our circles, we've just spent loads of time doing those. So we're going straight into lift, lift and down, just to hip height. Lift, they touch and down. We're going to zip up underneath your waist here. Lift, lift and down. Breathe. You're using the tummy. Use this hand for support. Good. Lift, lift and down. We've got 2 more. Lift, lift and down. Lift, lift, and down. Double lifts coming up and down. Lift and down. Breathe, lift and down. Lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. We're going to go into lifting the upper body up with both legs. So we did this a little bit last week or the week before. So if you are upright supporting your head like this, drop that arm down. It won't be for very long. So what you're thinking about doing is pressing into the arm that's long so that you can get some lift through the upper body. So you want to get a little bit of under your armpit and your chest from the floor at the same time as lifting those legs. Use the other hand to press into if you want to, but eventually you want to get it sitting on top of the hip. So we're going to try it, lifting up and down. Hips are still one on top of the other as you lift up and down. Breathe and down. Lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Relaxing there, we're swapping sides. So starting off with those clams. So supporting the head, whether that's on a long arm or on your hand. Bend those knees. Glue those feet together. Hand on top of the hip. So we're opening up through the knee. And down. Lift. And down. Breathe, lift. And down. Use your tummy. And down. Lift. And down. 4 more. Lift. And down. Lift. And down. Last 2. Lift. And down. Lift. And down. From there, take your legs long. Flexing those feet. Remember to look down. You should be able to see your toes. Hand is on your hip just to check that they're pointing up to the ceiling, but you can use it to support your body from rocking from side to side. Lifting up pointed, flex to come back down. Lifting up, flex down. Lift up, flex down. Breathe, lift up, flex down. 4 more and point. Flex, lift up under the waist, point. And flex. Last 2. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. You've got lift, lift and down. Lift, lift and down. Use your tummy. Lift, lift and down. Breathe, breathe and down. Tighten the tummy, zip under the waist. Lift, lift and down. 4 more. Lift, lift and down. Lift, lift and down. Last 2. Lift, lift and down. Lift, lift and down. Double lifts. Come up and down. Up and down. Breathe. Up and down. Up and down. Lifting up and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. If you're supporting your head in your hand, get your arm reaching long and away. Pressing into this long arm. Press into the other hand if you need to lift both legs and lift the upper body. We're coming up and down. Lift and down. Make sure it's the whole of the upper body and down. Lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Breathe, lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Roll into your back. Take a nice full body stretch. Give those legs a shake out. And then it's onto your hands and your knees. Okay, grab yourself a drink if you need one. So from here we're going to go straight into our planks. And yesterday we did lifting the hand off and holding. So we're going to do something a bit similar. We're going to take that into a shoulder tap Again, some of you will have done this with me before. If you haven't, then you're in for a real treat. You can be on your forearms here if you need to. We haven't done a lot of work on the wrists, so if you think you can do at least a few on long arms, and give that a go. Come to the end of your mat with your upper body, either on your hands or your forearms. You're going to step that leg out behind you, nice and long, taking your weight into the toes. The other leg is going to come out to meet it, and you're going to bring yourself into a nice strong plank position with the bottom tucked under and squeeze tummy tighten. From here, you're going to lift one hand off and tap the opposite shoulder. Put it down. Lift the other hand off, tap the opposite shoulder, and down, and relax. I'm going to do that facing you so you can see what it is that I'm doing. So you're going to set one leg back, then the other, come into your nice strong plank position. You're going to lift and tap, and down. Lift and tap, and down, relaxing down. So it's just hand to shoulder, hand to opposite shoulder, and down. So step back, strong plank. Squeeze your bottom, pull your tummy in, lift and tap, down, lift and tap, down, relaxing there. You might feel like a little bit of rocking is happening through the body, doesn't matter. You'll feel like you're moving a lot more than you actually are. Step back, strong plank. We're breathing as we tap, down, relaxing down. Good, we've got a few more of these. Step back, strong plank, lift and tap, and down, lift and tap, and down, relaxing there. We're going to do two more. Step back, strong plank, lift, down, relaxing there. You've got one more. Step back, strong plank, lift and tap, down, lift and tap, down, relaxing there. Roll through those wrists. Good. From here you can either stand, sit or kneel, whatever is comfortable for you and your body. I'm going to roll those shoulders back. And forwards. From here we're going to interlace the fingers, reach the arms forwards, and drop your head through that gap. Just slightly curve so that you're pulling the tummy in. From there, take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, reach the arms back, and just lean back, lifting the chest to the ceiling. Again, you can do this standing if you need to. And again, interlace the fingers, reaching forwards, dropping that head. Relax the hands, take them behind you, reach the arms back, lift your chest to the ceiling. And relaxing there, you're done. Thank you so much for joining me today for class. I hope you have a lovely day. I hope the sun comes out. It was sunny first thing, but it looks like it's a bit cloudy now. And I hope to see lots of you tomorrow morning. Have a lovely day. Bye.